Thanks for tuning in to another edition of MMTV's Chamber Chat. I'm the hostess of the show, Lauren Grimmick, and the executive director of the Melrose Chamber of Commerce. And on this episode, I'm excited to introduce to you Forestdale Park Assisted Living in Malden. And with me today, I have Terry Guenard. Hi, Terry.
Hello.
And I have Sarah Starkweather. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Lauren.
It is great to see you both. Before we started recording, we were commenting that seemed like just a little while ago, you guys had hosted a wonderful business reception for members of the Melrose Chamber and the Malden Chamber at your incredibly beautiful facility. And I feel grateful for those times where we could meet in person. And now, of course, we're doing everything online.
Yes. That was a great night.
It was a great night. It's a great night. And you continue to do great work and you have a wonderful community. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on now. So why don't you tell me what is Forestdale and when did it open and all of that good stuff. So give us your little pitch.
So I can start with Forestdale Park is an assisted living located on the Melrose Malden line. We're located right next to the Forestdale Elementary School. So we're very unique in a way that we have several outdoor spaces. So we've got 3 patios, we've got gardens, we have walking paths, we have a farmer's porch, we have an enclosed courtyard. So the historical redevelopment of Forestdale Park has been in play for over 5 years with the city of Malden. So Volunteers of America purchased it and put about $30 million into the redevelopment. So it's really come out to be a beautiful community with a historical feel to it, but also modern, light, and bright. So people really enjoy living here.
I will say, in the times that I visited, and you described it perfectly with all that outdoor space, it kind of reminds me of sort of like you're in like a charming resort, but it's modern, but it feels like home too. And I'm sure that's what the residents feel about that as well. So that's really great. And remind us, when exactly did you open your doors?
Sure. We first opened Forestdale March of 2017. So we had residents that were actually staying in our sister communities, really anxious for us to open. So we were able to move them right in. We had all paperwork and we were ready to go. Our Compass Memory Support opened a month later, April 2017.
That's great. So, for several years now, you've been serving, both communities and probably beyond that. Are you currently full at this point?
No, we were at 100%, and that was about last March, but we have had some move out, so we're almost 80% at this point. So we do have some availability in our 1-bedrooms, and we also have some studios available.
That's great. That's great. And so what can, if I'm someone that's thinking about making a move, or if I've got a family member, what are, some of the programs or services, amenities? What are those types of things that are offered to your residents?
Well, we have some great programming here. We have our brain healthy cooking, which is based on the Mediterranean diet, and it boosts overall brain health and cognitive function. And so our residents get 3 delicious, healthy meals a day in our Spices restaurant. We have a Connected Life program in our Compass Memory Care neighborhood, and that really puts cutting-edge research into action through social engagement, physical fitness, and the arts. In our traditional assisted living, we have our Enrich Life program, and it's a lifelong learning program based on arts, music, fitness. We really try to focus on helping our seniors stay social and independent. And then we have some great partnerships, like with the Boston University Alzheimer's Disease Center. They consult with us on our programming. Our residents are able to take part in research studies. And last year we started with Tufts University. We're the only assisted living that they've chosen to work with, and their doctoral and graduate students do their field work here.
That's great. That's beyond the sort of expertise of yourself and your staff, you're getting, access to some of the most incredible, healthcare and academic institutions, in the greater Boston area. And what I've learned, even in just, the couple minutes, is that you're really thinking about sort of the well-being of like the whole person, right? So you talked about diet, and then you've got the social interaction, obviously, physical wellness. So, it's not just a place, right, where people, are living. It's much, much more than that. So tell me a little bit about, I know that you two do so much incredible work there, but you don't do it alone. So tell me about, who else can we find kind of helping you, assisting the residents? What's the team sort of made up of?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have 7 directors in the building. So building and grounds, we have a director of business administration, we have a resident care director, we have director of enriched life, a director of Compass programming, community outreach director, and also probably skipping one, but I can't think of it right now. Maybe we can edit that. No. So the directors all have teams in place that actually do a lot of work with the residents. So it's all about the residents' quality of life. That's one of our right values. So, for example, the wellness and nursing department, they have over 30 resident care associates, and they're really the frontline staff that really work closely with the residents, with their personal care, really getting to know them. Are they joiners? Are they quiet? And they work really well with our enriched life associates. So between wellness and social, they work really closely as a team, as well as dietary. We need to know what they like, what types of foods they like. We have a resident council. We have resident, food council meetings. So we're always focused on the resident and how we can make their lives happier and the quality of their life better. So our RCAs are always awarded with recognitions. We have monthly employees of the month. We have residents' choice. We do a lot of training. So we really put a lot into our staff.
So it sounds like, it's not just the resident community itself. It's, Forestdale is a community in and of itself with, all those people you mentioned, all of the staff, really working together. And it reminds me similar to, as myself as a resident of Melrose, there's so many opportunities to get involved, provide feedback, kind of build the kind of community that I want to live in. And it's just truly great that you're doing exactly that the residents there, get to have a say in, the programming or the way that they, want their community to be. It's almost like its own little town, if you will.
Yeah, we also make sure that the residents, some of them come in and really look for a purpose, or they look for a job to do. So we, in each department, have different projects and jobs that we ask the residents to participate in. So that really goes a long way with them, because they feel like they have purpose, that they're actually helping out, and they are helping out, and they are doing something great. They don't just want to do activities. They want to do something meaningful. So we have a whole program set up for that. So people who do first move in, especially newer residents who are getting to know the community, love interacting and being part of our store, or doing some work with our business office, or doing work with our director of dining experience. So we also integrate little jobs for them as well.
Well, and as you mentioned, Lauren, about community, and that's another one of the special things about Forestdale is we're really tucked into a neighborhood here. We have the Forestdale School behind us. We have senior housing next to us. So we get to do intergenerational programming with the students at the school. They come and they work in our garden with us. They help our seniors with computer skills. We have little brunches and different events for the seniors in the housing. And when we've been doing our outdoor entertainment, it's so great to see all the neighbors across the street and walking by, coming up and stopping and dancing. And it is a real community.
That's great. I mean, it sounds like, inside the building, there's that community going. You said, you're building the community around you. And certainly, just like any other neighborhood, if you will, like my neighborhood has a block party, or we know our neighbors. Sounds like you're making a lot of effort so that the residents don't just feel confined or almost isolated in their facility, that you're bringing folks in, and certainly I'm sure that some residents go out too, right? And you have
Oh, yeah.
or other programming off site or things like that.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked a lot, I think, you know, I've talked with you guys and with others in the industry, sort of like that there's, I think they call it the silver tsunami. Some people refer to it as, but there's, you know, with the baby boomers coming up, there is going to be, you know, kind of this greater need for, you know, assisted living and things like that. Are you starting to see, you know, any shifts even in the few years that Forestdale has been open? Is it, you know, are you hearing things, you know, in the industry down the line, or sort of like what are things that someone like, you know, I'm of a younger generation might be interested to know sort of about the next kind of wave or the next step of the industry?
So assisted livings are becoming more and more popular because you remember this generation, there was assisted living didn't exist. It was nursing homes. So they come in with a very wide-eyed, oh, I can't believe how beautiful this is. It's really apartments with care if you need it. So the generation like the baby boomers coming up are more familiar with assisted livings. They are realizing that people are living longer. They don't want to live in a nursing home, and yet they really don't want to live at home alone either. So this is the next best thing. So they're coming in with the attitude like, I want to live here. This is great. How do I afford this? How can I, you know, plan for the future so that my wife and I can afford to live in a nice community like this where we don't have to worry about meals or paying for electricity or gas. It's all taken care of. They can wear a pendant and push that pendant and someone will come and help them out. So that's what they're looking at. So they're looking at the finances. The nice thing about Forestdale is we're owned by Volunteers of America, which is a nonprofit. And we do work with two different entities that help financially. So we have a PACE contract. PACE stands for a program all-inclusive for the care of the elderly. So it's a federal and state-funded program that's designed to help seniors stay in their homes longer, because we know that the nursing homes are inundated with too many patients and they just can't afford to keep up with that. So we have contracted with them. So PACE will pay a portion of their residency to Forestdale. And we also have what we call a Malden Preferred program. And because Volunteers of America really has a mission of helping seniors as well as veterans and youth, one of their missions is helping seniors stay in housing, that they developed a program here at Forestdale that 10 apartments, like almost 20% of our apartments, are geared toward people who are running low on their finances or on a more of a lower income basis. So between those two programs and working with people that move into Forestdale, we kind of keep track of their financial kind of a landscape, if you will, so that we know when it'd be a good time to get them on that program.
That's great. That's great. It sounds, you know, like you've definitely planned for sort of the future, right, if you will, of the industry. And it's definitely not, you know, I think, again, having been there myself, it's such a welcoming, warm, modern facility. And you guys are doing a really great job.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I don't like about doing this show is that I always run out of time. I think I told you before, I'm a chatter, so I would call it chamber chat. And I wish that we could talk some more, but unfortunately, I think, you know, we're out of time. But I think we've given folks watching, you know, pretty good overview. And just, I guess, really quickly, what's the best way if someone wants to kind of learn more? What should they do? Should they call? Stop by? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, people can call either me or Terry at 781-333-8903. There's always someone here, so people can always stop by, stop in. We love to give tours. We love to show off our community. And our website as well has inquiry buttons, and we can do live chats.
Perfect. Well, thank you for the work that you're doing and taking care of, you know, some of the best part of our population. And for those of you watching, thanks so much for your time and for all of your continued support of our small businesses, both in Melrose and in Malden. And until next time, I'm Lauren Grumick. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.